Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, like always, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well on sound doctrine. Peace, love, and salutation to y'all out there doing the work with truth and sincerity. I'm the brothers of Rayala down here at the GMS Virginia camp, back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And pretty much this is a response going into how, the topic of the week, how these other nations are going to be judging, the nation of Israel, these heathens and so on and so forth. And that's not the case at all. So I'm just going to bring out some precepts, concerning that, or a cut, to those claims, man. And this is why, it's important for the men to be on the highways and byways, okay, prophesying, teaching, okay, that this word with truth and sincerity, man, 100% truth. Like it says in John, the 4th chapter, it says, how the matter of fact, let me get that real quick, because there's essentially, we're in those times, man, and prophecy is showing you time and time again that these other camps and these leaders, these niggas is not right, man. They're not right at all. All right, but this is St. John chapter 4, and I'm gonna just go straight to the point. All right, let's see. It says St. John chapter 4 and verse 21. It says, Yahweh Shai saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither worship, neither in this mountain, nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the what? The Jews, the Israelites. Okay, right? And it says, but the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshipers, right? Let's go to that word true. Let's go to the word true. Because these guys seem to not get it. It says, Alethenos, right? It says that which has not only the name and resemblance, but the real nature corresponding to the name in every respect, corresponding to the idea signified by the name real, true. It says genuous, right? It says opposite to what is fictitious, counterfeit, imaginary, simulated, or pretended, right? We the real deal, man. We ain't no pretender. We really worship and we really believe upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and these scriptures wholeheartedly, man. This is not a game. We teach this truth with genuine faith, real, true, firm, cut to the core. We don't hold back or anything. We give you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. All right, but these people, all right, pretending to these other camps, all right, 2/3 of our people, they can't get it. All right, they can't get it, and this is why. And it's clearly showing, that the Lord is not dealing with these people, man. All right, it said opposite to what is fictitious, counterfeit, imaginary, simulated, or pretended. Right. It says it contrasts realities with their semblance, opposite to what is imperfect, defective, frail, uncertain, true. I think it says ferocious and sincere. Let's look at this word ferocious. I think that's what it says. Speaking or representing the truth. Right. That's exactly what it means to be a true worshiper, man. Okay. Like it says in Jeremiah 5 and 14, I will make these people wood and stone, and then I will put my words in our mouth and make it a fire. All right. And that's essentially what we do, man. All right. We bring out this word and we gladly bring it out. We don't care if it's the same topic, the same point. We're going to keep bringing it out. And hey, man, it sounds like a broken record, but we love this, man. We love doing this. We love doing these videos. We love bringing out this information because you're going to have a lot of newcomers. All right. And with that being said, okay, if they're of the hopeful elect, they're going to get it and it's going to be simple unto them. But for the rest, it's going to go over their head and they're going to be bugged the hell out, man. All right. So going back to verse 22 or verse 23, it says, but the hour cometh, right? We're in that hour. And now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Right. The Lord is looking for those men or those true worshipers that's going to call upon the true names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that are going to do the things that are commanded of them by any means necessary. All right. And it says verse 24, the Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Simple as that. Clear cut to the point. Now, going back to the original topic of the video, all right, concerning these other nations, all right, how the hell they're going to be judging over us, man, when our captivity is coming into an end? All right. And to prove that, let's give Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. Right. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. the cup also shall pass unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. Meaning they're going to be at a low state. They're going to be vulnerable. All right, they're going to be at the lowest of the, pretty much how they had us. They're going to be at the lowest. Okay, and what is that cup going into? That cup is going into the curses. All right, going into the damnation, the judgments, the condemnation. All right, they're going to receive all that twofold, right, double. Right, and it says verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Meaning what? Okay, our expiration date is coming up soon. The Lord is getting ready to lift the chains off the nation of Israel, the elect. Okay, the nation of Israel, all right, but the elect is going to be delivered from their captivity, delivered from their oppressors. That is what the true salvation is going to encounter, and being delivered from that nuclear missiles via World War III. Okay, which is going to be broadcast throughout the four corners of the planet. Everybody is going to see it. You know, standing afar off, looking at the strangeness of their salvation. All those scriptures is going to come into full effect, man. And when we're in our glory, you mean to tell me these other nations is going to be judges, man? Get the hell up out of here, man. That's a bug. That's bugged the hell out, man. Right? It says the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sin. Yeah, this damn devil's going to be exposed. Okay, and that's when Isaiah, the 14th chapter, the full chapter, the full chapter gonna come into effect. They're gonna be our servants and handmaids. These other nations are gonna be mad and realize that, damn, was this the man that made the earth tremble before him? Roughly paraphrasing. All right, these niggas is gonna be a low state, and all you other nations, man, that played a part in our blood, sweat, and tears, and profited off our hardcore bondage, slavery. All right, didn't give us no type of help at all. Hey, your ass is going to be put through hell. Your ass is going to be put through them chains and so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, let's get this real quick. This is, we get this real quick. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 54. Okay, and this is concerning you other nations, man. Concerning you other nations outside of the nation of Israel to think or into you camps that you forgot to read this scripture. 2nd Esdras 6 and verse 54, it says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Who's those people? The sons of God, which later became known as what? The sons of Israel, okay? Ban Yashar Allah, okay? Or Yashar Allah, he prince of power, okay? Or son of God, right? And it says, or prince of God, if you will. And it says, verse 55, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that fallen from a vessel. So if these other nations be like unto freaking some spit, all right, what the hell makes you think that the Lord is going to continue to allow them, okay, to have judgments over us in the kingdom of heaven, or when we out of America? That doesn't make sense at all, man. That doesn't even align with prophecy, man. All right, and it says verse 57. They rule over us now. Yes, as it reads, we're going to read verse 57. It says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and devour us. Right? They're doing that now. Okay, they're in their kingdom right now. They made a bed with Esau. They have conspired against us. They have allegiance together. They pledge and they do all these secret councils and so on and so forth, and how they can keep us under, so they can thrive off of us and keep us at the quote unquote bottom of the food chain. All right, they're lords over us now. You think they're gonna be lords over us for the world that was made for our sakes? Hell no, man. The Lord is gonna put things back in order. All right, like the scripture says, let everything be done decently and in order. Lord is getting ready to, it's going to be a new world order, man. All right, starting with the 144,000 under the banner of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. We're going to take the kingdom. All right, and these other nations ain't going to have a say-so in anything, man. All right, and it says, but we Thy people whom thou callest thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover are given into their hands. If the world be now made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? And it's only going to endure for a little bit short period of time. Well, it's almost over, like we read in Lamentations, the 4th chapter. All right. Now to back up this, I wanted to get Psalms, the 2nd chapter, but I wanted to get it in the NLT. All right. So just to, hey, get the nail on the head, right? It says, why are the nations so angry? Why do they waste their time with futile plans? The kings of the earth prepare for battle. The rulers plot together against the Lord and against his anointed one. Let us break their chains, they cry, and free ourselves from slavery to the Most High. But the one who rules in heaven laughs. The Lord scoffs at them. Then in anger he rebukes them, terrifying them with his fierce fury. For the Lord declares, I have placed my chosen king on the throne, and Jerusalem on my holy mount. To speaking about Yahushua. The claim proclaims the Lord's decree. The Lord said to me, you are my son. Today I have become your father. Only ask, and I will give you the nations as your inheritance. All right, the nations, meaning they're going to be all, and it says the whole earth as your possession, meaning the whole earth and all these other nations, they're going to be under our possession. We're going to be able to do as we please with them, okay, within the confines of the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, it says you will break them with a rod of iron and smash them like clay pots. Now then, you kings, act wisely, be warned, you rulers of the earth, right? You top elites, or you top guys of these other nations, you chiefs, or so on and so forth. Hey, move. You're going to be moving with fear very soon, and you're going to be reporting unto us. All right, when you go back to your land, following our high holy days, following the laws of the Bible on the planet Earth, you're going to be under us, okay, under our subjection. You're going to pay tithes to us. All right. And it says, serve the Lord with reverent fear and rejoice with trembling. Submit to the Most High royal Son, or he will become angry, and you'll be destroyed in the midst of all your activities. For his anger flares up in an instant, but what joy for all who take refuge in him, right? Like it says, who will not bow their head, bring them hither, and slay them before me. Matter of fact, I'll get that real quick. Now I gotta get it in a different slot here. This is Luke chapter 19 and verse 27. It says, but those my enemies which will not that I shall reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. Right? The Lord is going to slay them, man. They're going to be beheaded. If they won't get with the program, they're going to be beheaded. We're going to be executed, making judgments. And if we catch these other nations doing anything or breaking the law, statutes, commandments, they best believe they're going to get dealt with. Simple as that, man. Okay, that's how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. That's how it's going to be established on the planet Earth. And to prove that, all you got to do is read Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. Right? Let's read Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it came to pass, and it shall come to pass in the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountain. Right? The mountains represents a government. Okay, we're going to be the top government ruling over all the other nations and, their lands and so on and so forth. Right? We're going to be the big dogs. Okay, we're going to be the powerhouse, if you will. Right? And it shall be exalted above all the hills, and all the nations shall flow into it. Meaning that what? They're going to get with this program. Right? And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So simple, cut straight to the point, man. Very concise, pretty much cutting the claims that they're saying that these other nations are going to rule over us, man, or have pretty much the power to judge over. That doesn't make sense, man. They're going to be our slaves, our handmaids, and our servants, man. They're not going to be ruling. Hey, it's our time to rule, man. All right. So with that, I pray and hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Dash, and double honors to our apostles, our elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well and sound doctrine. Peace, love, and salutation to y'all. Come out there doing the work with truth and sincerity. Until the next, I want to say, call me Yasharala, Mafla Boy, Shalom.